What is up, wrestling fans? Welcome to episode number 266's main event of the Smark Moment Smack Talk podcast for the week. This is going to be the one to watch and the future endeavors forecast. We're going to break this up into two little parts here. So right now you're checking out the one to watch for the year. We're going to talk about who we think are going to be the breakout superstars in 2017 for WWE in whatever capacity that it is, whether it's somebody who is not doing on the best kind of side of things and they're going to end up being one of the most influential stars of the year, or there's somebody who is just getting into the company and they're going to end up really taking some strides forward. We're going to justify all that stuff a little bit later on, but first I need to introduce to you who is going to be talking on this episode. As always, I am your host, Tony Mango, and I got a little panel that I'm going to be introducing right now, starting off with Kalen Ferris.
Hello, Tony. I'm happy to be on the first Tony panel of 2017.
Ah, it's nice, isn't it? You get a plaque.
Very nice.
Also, somebody who gets a plaque, our co-host of the year, Stephen Wago.
Guys, this is me. I get to host the show.
Seriously. And to round out the panel, we've got Mr. Sean Walker.
2017, and I finally got myself a decent microphone.
Although you can't tell because he's...
Yeah, you can't sound. That's
I was going to say, why aren't you using it?
I got a new microphone, but I just decided to sit across the other side of the room for some reason.
For reference, Sean started off this conversation with pretty much a crystal clear quality, and it went down to shit. Midway through, if you start hearing a bunch of buzzing noises and stuff, blame Sean. Blame Wales. The whole country's
Always blame my country. Yeah, my country's terrible. Love my country.
So, one to watch. As I mentioned before, it's the superstars we think we're going to have some standout years and such like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be a main roster or NXT person, or maybe even necessarily somebody who's in the company. If we know that somebody's most likely going to be coming into WWE, like maybe Kenny Omega, maybe Kurt Angle's going to end up being in there, and we think that he's going to end up being far better than he ever was before. Highly doubt it, but I want to pitch one idea to people out there, just to start off at like kind of the bottom rung. Is there anybody on Developmental that you think could end up really making that step forward?
Yes. Chris Hero. I can't say that with a straight face.
We do know Cassius Ohno is going to be a part of it now. He already filmed something for, like 4 weeks from now or so? And WWE spoiled it.
Yeah, there's a picture of him standing across the ring from Shinsuke, so I guess maybe they're feuding. From release to main event, god damn. Shit, maybe I should say Cassius Ohno.
I don't think he's going to have as good of a year as a lot of other people think.
As far as Developmental goes, Nakamura, I mean, shit, who else is going to have a better year than him? They're going to, like, have their eyes set on him.
Well, I'm talking more so even lower than that.
I don't know any of their fucking names.
I got a couple of people that I would say to look out for. Tino Sabatelli is one of them. They started using him a little bit more here and there, and I think that they've got kind of, I don't know if I would want to say like confidence in him 100%, but using him as somebody on breaking ground, I think that they knew that he was going to end up being pretty decent, and over the past couple of weeks, couple of months, he's been sort of hanging around a little bit more, so I think he's going to be somebody to watch out for. They still haven't used Josh from Tough Enough at all, so I don't know if he's going to really go anywhere.
They already released that guy.
He might be released. When we get to the future endeavors forecast, we might be talking about him a little bit. I don't know much about a lot of these other people. Chris Atkins, no idea who he is. I really don't know who Babatunde Busi.
So why are we talking about him?
Yeah, he's not one to watch, I'm assuming. But Patrick Clark is another guy. I think that he could go far. And it looks like they're invested a little bit in Tian Bing, but I have no confidence in him really
that's the giant
out.
fucking Chinese guy, right?
Yeah. I don't think that this is going to be a big year for him. Kona Reeves has been getting a little bit of attention. He might be somebody to watch out for. They haven't used Dan Maid for the... Anybody know anything about Tommy End?
He's got a great balance.
I thought he was on NXT.
I don't think he's wrestled yet.
I'm not familiar with him.
I don't know. I've heard good things. I've never seen any of his shit though.
And as far as the women go, I don't really know anything about Bianca Blair, Macy Estrella. I don't know what Sarah Bridges. All those new names that they just popped up with, Rosie Love from TNA, she's a brand new person that's going to be coming into the mix. I don't really know a lot of them, so none of them stand out to me for a one to watch. But is there anybody else that you guys think of that could be? Highly doubt
I can tell you something about these women. They're all cunts.
And your foundation for that being?
Every single woman on the planet is a cunt.
Salty Sean Walker.
All right, so we can see why Sean didn't win host of the year.
Jesus.
Probably
Not like any women watching.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm probably only about fucking 5 women, and 2 of them probably identify as something else.
So this is a good podcast to listen to with your kids.
Also, we know now that Steven Wago's not going to win host of the year.
Oh yeah, the fucking trans community is such a big part of our fan base.
All right, so let's bump up a little bit to NXT. Now, we've got the women's division, we got the men's division, the tag team, etc., etc. Who are some people from NXT you guys think could end up being standout people? Whether they stay in NXT, whether they move up to the main roster. I got to pitch one person that is my overall probably one to watch, Samoa Joe. I'm thinking Joe is going to go up to the main roster. I think he's going to win a title, maybe even 2. I could see him winning either the United States or Intercontinental, and then later on in the year winning the world title. But I think he might actually just go straight to the world title picture, and he could be feuding with John Cena. He could be feuding with AJ Styles if Styles turns babyface at some point, because I think Joe is staying heel. He could have a Roman Reigns feud, an Undertaker feud. Definitely will have a Dean Ambrose feud. He could end up having a lot of different options this year. So overall, that is my one to watch out of everybody, because I think he's going to make that jump, and that's a big thing right there. What do you guys think is the future of Samoa Joe this year?
Man, I was going to maybe choose Samoa Joe as my number one to watch. He has such potential. We've seen the great stuff that he can do in NXT, but I'm just so afraid that they're going to drop the ball once he comes up to the main roster. If Triple H were in charge on the main roster, if Vince were to pass away this year, I would say yes, this would probably be Samoa Joe's year, because we know Triple H has, his full support behind him. However, I think he might get the Sami Zayn treatment. I think he might kind of get lost in the shuffle, unfortunately. And Samoa Joe deserves better than that. So I'm afraid for the future of Samoa Joe right now, and it really sucks.
Well, Kevin,
of course,
a scenario with that guy, because at the same time we've seen him have 5-star matches, but on the other hand,
I'm not saying Samoa Joe's great. Samoa Joe is wonderful, but
no, I'm just saying, like, you never know how it's going to go with that guy, because it's like he has all this ability, and then he gets up there and Vince goes, "You're fat."
But look at Kevin Owens though. He didn't do that bad his first year. He won the Intercontinental title, I think, twice.
He figured out the secret. Wear a fucking shirt.
Well, Kevin Owens also only was in NXT for 6 months before they bumped him up.
Not too long.
And Samoa Joe's been down there, gosh, a year. How long has he been down there?
Well, it's a weird case for him, because they put him in as a guy to enhance the younger talent, but then he moved a bunch of merchandise, so they signed him.
And then that sort of prompted them to start bringing some other people in, like Bobby Roode, Eric Young. I think that he changed the game for them, because they realized, hey, you know what? We didn't value him all that much, and we can get a lot more out of him. So that might make him be painted into the perfect light for them to go, you know what? He's main roster material, and they can kind of look at him as like one of those saviors of the NXT division kind of a thing. I think he could be in good standing. I still don't know how to pronounce his real name, though. I'm looking at that on the Wikipedia page right now. I'm not even going to try.
I can see Samoa Joe entering the Royal Rumble at like number 27, have a good showing, and then wins the Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania or some shit. Because nobody gives a fuck about that. There's
noticeably absent from the tapings and stuff from NXT last night. They started booking a bunch of other matches for San Antonio, and he doesn't have a match.
That is interesting.
So I think, I mean, it's not following the same pattern as what I thought it was going to be before. I thought we would get Undertaker Styles instead of Cena Styles, and I thought it was like a 50-50 shot that Joe would end up costing Undertaker the match. Now, of course, that's not going to happen because Undertaker's not in the match, but I do think Joe's going to pop up at that Royal Rumble.
Oh, I'd be surprised if he was not in the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm. Although, in the past, we've had instances where it's like, well, this is a guarantee, right? And then it's like, nope, Daniel Bryan's going to get eliminated real quick and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know another name people are going to throw out there. Wago mentioned it earlier. Shinsuke Nakamura. How far do you think he's going to go this year? I think we're all in agreement that he's going to go up to the main roster at least, right?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, definitely. And depending on how they want to play it with him, he'll either be champion this year or next.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that's a guarantee. I
They
could see them
should
holding
do
back
that.
a little bit, though. I could see them giving him Intercontinental.
Well, what I see is him staying in NXT, kind of like a Finn Balor, where they want to build the brand around him, get him a bunch of notoriety on their network, then bring him up to the main roster and just throw him into the title picture like they did with him.
Maybe
One thing that scares me about Nakamura, though, is his mic skills, since he's
yeah.
not able to cut the promo. Well,
This
exactly.
motherfucker can't speak English.
I think he's funny when he fucking communicates with people.
It doesn't bother me as a fan, but I think a lot of not only the crowd and the public are going to be turned off by that, but the backstage, I think Vince won't give him the full support because he's not able to cut those kind of promos.
Just never have him see a championship.
I think it's just the false narrative that, like, oh, you can't be a main eventer without mic skills. The fans will reject it. I think that's just the narrative that people hear from backstage, so they just assume you have to have that. But a good booker will hide the weaknesses and show the strengths, and you keep his mic skills to a minimum or non-existent, or give him a manager.
I think
Good
it's kind of
WWE. Really, Wiggle? Really?
I think it's an oversimplification for them to say that, but I think it's also kind of true because if you look at somebody like a Brock Lesnar, he's not good on the mic, but they had enough invested in him that they figured out a way around it. And I think if you take somebody who they don't really care all that much about, they're not going to put in the effort. Nakamura, they've been treating him well. So I think that they're going to gotta give him a pass, but you know, if Oni Lorcan wasn't good, Oni Lorcan wouldn't go anywhere, you know what I mean?
If Bobby Lashley had stayed in the company, he would have continued to get pushed and he would have been a multiple-time WWE champion. And the only thing he could say is no, and he did that fucked up.
Bastard.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. God damn, he's actually pretty good on the microphone now, surprisingly, though.
Really? Can he say championship better than Nakamura, at least?
And I can't say that based on his pro wrestling microphone skills. I just hear him talk in MMA and Bellator, and he's pretty decent.
I haven't heard him talk in... When was the last time he was in the company? 2008?
9?
That must have been the last time I've heard him talk.
I just randomly clicked on a pay-per-view the other night. John Cena versus Bobby Lashley versus Mick Foley versus Randy Orton. What the fuck were they thinking? That's like the most random mismatch pay-per-view to main event in 2008.
Was that like a Clash of Champions or something, I think?
Might have been a championship scramble, you know. There might have been an extra guy in there. But what a weird match. I just saw the main event. So I clicked on it. I'm like, really? And then just turned it off. I'm just baffled by it.
Orton and Lashley and Cena kind of made sense, but Foley getting in the mix was just sort of like...
Yeah, that was the thing. I'm just like, really? He can move that year? And then I remembered he was TNA champion and threw up a little.
Yeah, he was. God damn TNA.
All right, so let's throw out some other names from NXT. Who do you guys think could end up being good people to watch out for this year?
Nakamura again.
Just the second time around.
Yeah,
I think it's safe to say the Revival is going to make a main roster debut.
Oh, for sure, they have to. And I think that they could win the tag titles too.
Yeah, but which brand though?
I could see them going to SmackDown more.
Yeah, I would say at this point.
I would say SmackDown's the stronger out of the two.
I'm thinking they're not going to come up until... Well, they haven't specified yet when they're going to do the draft again, but I think it's going to happen a little bit after WrestleMania. I don't think they're going to wait until as far into the year as they did this year. Because they did it in what, like September or something? Or no?
No, it was July.
I could see them winning back the belts and passing them to 2K7859 and then losing it to the Authors of Pain or some bullshit like that. Just be transitional champions.
2K75860 though is better to the max.
What the fuck is their team name, by the way?
I'm confused as whether or not they have a fucking hyphen in it. They go back and forth all the time, even on the website. WWE doesn't know if they want to hyphenate it.
It's TM something, right?
TM61.
Why 61? That's weird.
Supposedly it's like the what's it, like the phone dial code or something for Australia. You know, it's like one is we put before United States calls.
In Australia, it kills you, so it's kind of menacing.
But I don't have a lot of faith in those guys. I think that they're going to be tag titles. They're going to be tag titles. They're going to be tag champions from NXT, but I don't really like them all that much. They're generic indie guys.
Give them a year, a couple of years. They're still, they're in developmental for a reason.
Yeah. They're not going anywhere, though. They're sticking in NXT. I think Ciampa and Gargano can move up, but I think that they're going to be into the Cruiserweight division. I don't think that they're going to really go much further than that. Revival, though, Kalen, what you brought up, I think that that's a guarantee.
Yeah, I think because they've had so many good matches, some of the best matches of the year, in a lot of people's opinion, in 2016. So not putting them on the main roster in 2017, I think, would be a huge loss.
I don't think any other tag teams will come up. Authors of Pain still need a while.
Yeah, I don't think they're ready.
What do you guys think about Hideo Itami?
Release him.
I actually have him on my future endeavor list. Yeah.
Spoiler alert, so do I. So we're going to get to that a little bit later.
I didn't actually think of that until you brought his name up. That's how fucking forgettable he is.
I do think another guarantee for somebody coming up to the main roster, though, is Asuka. And I actually will even throw out there, I think Billy Kay and Peyton Royce are going to come up, too.
Peyton Royce?
And let me say this about Hideo Itami. Very, very talented guy in Japan.
Yeah. I got two guys on my list, which is Ty
for
Dillinger.
NXT or for
for NXT.
Okay.
Ty Dillinger is definitely going to call up.
I hope so.
I reckon it's about time. It's about time he gets onto SmackDown and wins that fucking Intercontinental title.
Even if he's a jobber on the main roster at this point, just get him up there.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in developmental forever.
And I would like to see Bobby Roode make the step up as well.
Roode is a tough call, though. I think Roode's going to either win that title in San Antonio or he's going to win it at Orlando. And I think they're going to keep him on there for the whole rest of the year. If they move him up, I think he's going to come up at the very tail end.
It's such an issue with him, though, because of his age. And he looks it.
Yeah, but who else could really control that brand? If you move up Joe, you move up Nakamura, you move up Ty Dillinger.
I don't think it really matters too much. You don't need a guy to carry that brand. It's developmental. Let it figure itself out.
That's the point. Maybe they just show a real vote of confidence in No Way Jose.
Because we keep talking about all these main roster guys. We've got plenty of guys that can go on the main roster, but they shouldn't be in developmental. That's for the developmental guys to figure out and get to that level.
Oh,
don't get me wrong. You have to have.
Cassius Ohno's coming back. There you go.
Oh, problem solved.
I totally forgot about that.
6 months later, TNA is going to be broke, bankrupt, and whatever, and then you got those guys going down to NXT.
Does Cassius Ohno still fat?
I haven't really seen
he doesn't look it. He doesn't look it in the WWE video that they posted on YouTube.
It's probably why they hired him back. Because I posted that one picture to the Mega Maniacs, which you should join if you want to talk to us on Facebook.
Facebook.com/Cruiserweight.
I forgot what I was saying. Oh well.
About Ohno.
But then again, he was wearing a suit, so.
Maybe he was wearing one of those fucking things that you women corset. Is it the ones that
girdle?
Girdle. There we go.
Girdle, yeah.
You know what I just thought about? They need to do this feud at one point. No Way Jose versus Cassius Ohno. Just because it's Oh No versus No Way.
Jesus.
Here's the thing. He's called the whole Cassius Ohno thing was meant to be about KO.
Mm-hmm.
They got one of those. It's called Kevin Owens, and he's much more talented.
And his entrance theme sounds exactly like Seth Rollins's. It's really awful.
Just call him Chris Hero. You've got Bobby Roode and Eric Young and all the other guys. You've kept to real names. So.
And the Ciras, too. Gerv and Harv Cira, they're using their real names.
Well,
nobody cares. That's what Bobby Boys are about, too.
Global Force tag team right there. I think they were the champs.
Yeah, Nakamura's using his real name. Last person I have down for NXT to look out for is Ember Moon. I think she's going to win the title from Asuka down the line at some point. Orlando, maybe a little bit later than that, but I think she's going to be that main woman that they're going to build around. And she's adorable, too, on Up, Up, Down, Down. Go ahead and check that out. You did your two that you mentioned for NXT, right, Sean? Or was it just Ty Dillinger? It's the only one that you mentioned?
Ty Dillinger, Robert Roode, and for my woman, I have Peyton Royce.
All right, so let's move up to main roster people here. Obviously, I think we're all going to be in agreement about one person at the very least, Braun Strowman.
I think he has a big future ahead of him this year, especially with how they've been booking him lately with this Royal Rumble coming up.
Oh, he's got a big future, all right.
Fed to Cena, right?
Oh, yeah, and after that,
Oh, yeah.
you're going to have Roman Reigns spearing him every week.
I got more faith in him. Braun Strowman's been kicking ass lately. And I don't think that
there's Umaga, so is Rusev. Oh, they all look good until the main babyface fucking rapes them in the ring.
If they set up Strowman versus Reigns at WrestleMania, then all my faith will go downhill.
I say do Strowman versus Taker.
That's a vote of
The
confidence.
thing, though, with Cena, he hasn't been around as much lately. He's been more part-time this past year. So if anyone's going to be that brick wall, I would say it's Roman Reigns at this point.
It'd be great if it was somebody random as hell. It's like Braun Strowman beats Roman Reigns. They put him in a match against John Cena. He beats him. They put him in a match against Undertaker at WrestleMania. He beats Undertaker. He beats Brock Lesnar and loses to R-Truth like Bo Dallas did. It'd be great.
I think Strowman sets the elimination record this year. Or fucking at least looks the most impressive.
He did last year.
Last year for the most eliminations.
He might as well break it this year.
Oh god.
No, because they gave that to Roman. So I don't think they'll do that.
Actually, yeah, take it off Roman. Take everything off Roman.
Even his clothes. You heard it first.
Yeah, just get rid of him.
Strowman, I think, has a long way to go this year. I think he could end up doing very well for himself. I think a feud with, like, maybe not even a feud with him necessarily, but I think that he could be basically their next big show, where he wins a lot of titles down the line throughout his career. And I think this is going to be the year we see him win at least his first title. Maybe a mid-card title, maybe a world title, but I think more so mid-card than anything else.
You guys think about his talking?
He's not doing that bad.
He's like, one week he'll be fucking like cringeworthy, and then the next he'll cut a promo, and I'm like, God damn, dude.
Mm-hmm. Especially compared to like what Eric Rowan used to do, and even Luke Harper's not good on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, I think he needs to drop the.
Roman Reigns isn't that great on the mic. Look at him.
I think Strowman would actually benefit from just talking normally. That dude's very well spoken.
Instead of doing the Braun kind of thing.
Yeah, you can see him. He looks like he's trying to be a pro wrestler. Just be you. Just be you. Talk as if someone pissed you off in a bar, and be real. You don't need to be this larger-than-life bullshit. You're already larger than life.
What other main roster people you guys got down?
Daivari.
I like Arya Daivari, but he's not my one to watch for the cruiserweights. That would be Grand Metalik.
Oh,
you said it wrong. You pronounced it wrong. There you go.
I don't like him. Does nothing for me.
I didn't like him at first, and I watched all that Cruiserweight Classic stuff, and I slowly but surely ended up liking him quite a bit. I think they're holding him off specifically to make him a big guy.
If I had to pick a cruiserweight, I'm picking Neville now that they made his personality match his face.
Yeah.
I love that he's cutting promos about, like, you all hate me because I'm ugly, and it's like, yeah. Yeah, you're pretty ugly, dude.
Yeah, but it's hard to root against him, though. He's pretty much correct on everything.
Yeah.
It's when the villains are the best.
He's going to have a great year. I think, or at least I'm hoping that Tozawa has a great year. He was awesome.
Yeah, I'm a mark for that guy, and I don't know why. He seems really intense all the time, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's a shame that they don't have Kota Ibushi in the mix.
Who's like the polar opposite. There's just smiley, happy little Japanese kid that fucking flies around like a maniac. I don't know why they can't sign him.
Probably just like a money and touring kind of a thing.
I mean, it's the WWE. They can get him if they really want him.
They're like, come on, we're WWE. And he's like, yeah, I know, but they're like, but we're WWE. He's like, but yeah, I just don't really. And they're like, we're WWE. He goes, all right. They signed the paper, you know. No other cruiserweights really stand out to me, though, as far as that little section there. I mean,
I don't know. I heard you marking pretty hard for Ho Ho Lun. Was it Ho Ho Loon?
Ho Ho Loon. That's another one. I don't know if Ho Ho is two separate words, or if it's hyphenated, or if it's capital H-O, capital H-O, or...
I've seen it as both.
Well, on WWE.com, it's capitalized both, I think.
And one word?
Don't know about that much.
I just
lost
remember
it.
I haven't had a ho-ho in a long time. I had a
You know what?
yodel recently.
Vince's fucking racist ass thought he did get Kota Ibushi when he got Ho-Ho.
He probably just like, oh, that's a great job, Coda. And he's like, I'm Ho-Ho Loon. It's not even the same country. He's just kind of like, that's great, Shinsuke.
Ho-Ho's one word with 2 H's capitalized.
Ho-Ho. Ring ding loon.
Ho-Ho Lugia.
You fucking nerd. It took me a while to realize what he said.
It took me a second too. I was like, wait a minute, did you just throw out Lugia for no reason? Oh, ho-ho. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mid-Carter's main event people. I know one person people are talking about a lot is The Miz. I mean, you kind of can't necessarily say he's like going to have a standout year or breakout because he's been
Actually,
in the company
I
for
beg
years.
to differ that he is my one to watch for this
Give
year.
that man a championship.
Yeah, I think especially since he just dropped his title, I think he's going to be in the main event picture before we know it, and
He
I think
should
he's
be.
going to get it. I think he's
Hang
going
on.
to get it, and I think he's going to hold it.
Money in the bank, bro.
If he's in the main event picture, that means AJ Styles isn't. No, I don't like this plan.
Who's to say that Styles doesn't just turn babyface and feud with the Miz
That's
a little bit more?
what I was thinking.
I
Yeah,
hope he doesn't turn to babyface. He's fucking golden as a heel right now.
Styles will probably just get drafted to Raw. Then Miz
Yeah,
will
he
get
is.
SmackDown.
He's so gonna put AJ on Raw.
Yeah.
Shit, they might just put the Miz on Raw the way that is. Like they tend to every at least in the past, I don't know, maybe they're gonna treat it differently, but every draft they would go, that guy's doing great on SmackDown, move him to Raw. And then they're
Mhm.
like, oh, that guy's not doing much on Raw, move him to SmackDown.
I fucking hated the draft. I always thought, oh man, you only really moved 5 people over and nothing really feels that different. I say they all get to pick over again each year. Make it way more fun.
Be a lot better too when it comes to like balancing out everything instead of trying to do that stupid lottery
Oh.
thing.
It's like-
exactly.
Sometimes
Yeah,
they
I get the
swap
lottery.
5 guys here and there, but in that 12-month period in between, the rosters have gotten so unbalanced that you just can't do that.
Mm-hmm. And all it
Be it-
takes is one injury to throw everything off.
Oh yeah, like you fucking
Finn Balor.
Yeah, Finn
Yeah,
Balor out of the
really
main event.
fucked things up.
Jesus.
Now that's somebody who I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be that willing to boost him up as I was thinking a couple months ago.
I don't know why everyone's so eager for him to win the Royal Rumble. I don't want to see it.
You know, it's gotten to a point now where I don't think he's going to win.
Mhm.
Good. I still think Goldberg's winning that thing. That or Lesnar.
My list, well, not like a couple months ago, but when they started doing everything with Kevin Owens and stuff, I thought it was like, okay, well, Finn Balor will win. And then I started going into, well, John Cena would win. Now that John Cena's in the title picture instead of the match, I got to narrow it down to Undertaker or Chris Jericho. I think Jericho's winning it now.
I've got either Goldberg or Brock Lesnar winning the Rumble, and whoever doesn't win the Rumble wins the title at the mid pay-per-view and they main event Mania for the title.
I hope that's not the case.
But it will be,
That better not be the case.
because they're getting paid the most money, so it will be.
What I like is that this year's Royal Rumble seems to be the most unpredictable in several years. The last couple of years, I think we've had it narrowed down to at least 2 people. And usually we kind of know who it's going to be. With this year, I'd say there's 5 or 6 people we could reasonably argue for.
Shit, last year it was not only who's going to win it, but
We
what
knew-
number they're going to win it.
Exactly. Yeah, we knew he was going to be 30. Yeah.
That's like one of the worst out of it. It's like, okay, Triple H is winning at 30. Next.
To be
And,
fair,
you
though,
know.
everybody got a little excited when Dean Ambrose was in the final too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Well, they
true.
like to tease you.
Everybody got that glimmer of hope, so
That's the same
everyone
glimmer of
says
hope that happened when Santino and Del Rio were in the final too.
I marked so hard for that, and I still wouldn't have been against it.
Everybody's just like, oh my god, if we have the option of Del Rio or Santino, please Santino.
I wonder how much complaints that would have gotten though, because obviously everyone would be pissed because Santino won the fucking Rumble.
I
But at the
guarantee I
same
would have
time-
written an article about it being a weird choice, but at the same time, since I never liked Del Rio, would have been like, look, this makes no sense, but the alternative was Del Rio, so yay!
Yeah. And then you look back and realize that both Sheamus and Del Rio are Rumble winners.
With Finn Balor, we were bringing that back up.
Baru.
Balor.
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. With Finn Balor winning the Royal Rumble and going on to face Kevin Owens, like we were discussing in months past, I think it is a good story, but because he's been off TV so long, he's not fresh in people's mind. So I think it would feel rushed at this point to bring him back and all of a sudden put him in the main event picture. So I'm not as hot on that idea as I had been a few months ago.
Hasn't Finn Balor come out and said that he's not ready for the Royal Rumble?
I don't know.
Likely.
Has he made an announcement?
I think I read that on his Twitter or an article or somewhere. I know I read it somewhere.
I'm not expecting him to come back now. I think that they would have maybe dropped a couple more teases. And the fact that they aren't doing Jericho versus Owens yet makes me think that that's happening at WrestleMania. Because really, what other big story do they have for Kevin Owens to do? It's Finn Balor or it's Chris Jericho. Because they've just done Rollins. They just did Reigns. So unless Finn Balor is ready to go, and then they do Jericho versus Owens at Fastlane, it's got to be Jericho Owens.
Jericho and Owens will happen at Mania, but it'll probably happen for the US title.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm still banking on Reigns going into WrestleMania as US champ.
Oh,
and right
God,
now, it's starting to look like Reigns Strowman at Mania. I'm a little bit disappointed at that.
That could actually be a thing, actually. Whoever wins the Andre the Giant Battle Royal versus the Midcard champion on said show. So, like, you got Baron Corbin for the fucking Intercontinental, fucking Braun Strowman for the US, and we can do it that way.
What, like during WrestleMania? Like you win the one match
During
and then later
WrestleMania.
on?
Yeah, you win the one match and then you go on to face blah.
Maybe it could be a way to build a little bit of something out of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. This year they didn't do shit with Baron Corbin. Notice that he's not on anybody's one to watch yet, unless Sean wants to throw out another idea for Baron Corbin.
I don't think he's going to have a bad year. I just don't think he's going to have like an amazing year.
Mid-card title, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I think he's the next IC
that's
champ.
almost got to happen, like based on where he is on the roster right now.
I'm picturing him being the one to beat Ambrose. Which, shit, that could happen at WrestleMania for all we know.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
But where are they going to have the 7-man ladder match for the IC title?
Oh, Jesus. They don't need to do that every fucking year.
Oh, yeah, they're totally going to do it. And then...
They probably are. You're right. But
Money in the Bank should be there. I don't know why the fuck they need to do a ladder match for the IC title.
Rumor now is that Money in the Bank is going to be a brand exclusive event, which to me makes no sense.
I'm fine with it.
For it to just be like, well, only SmackDown people can do it?
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
I'm hoping that they readjust that, or the rumor is just fake, you know.
Fine with it. It would be a gimmick just for that brand. We talk about brands needing something to make them exclusive all the time. Well, that can be their gimmick. Maybe Raw can have King of the Ring.
Yeah, SmackDown's gimmick is blue.
Fuck you.
And used to be a fist. Well, I've got only one other name on my list as far as main roster people to look out for, and it's not even to like a major extent, but I'm just going to put out my last guy here, then round out everything with you guys too. The only other person that I can see having a pretty decent year is Sami Zayn. I think that he's going to win a mid-card title, maybe possibly finally take that step up to the main roster as far as like a main event guy, because he's still just kind of been lingering, you know? He's a main roster guy, he's been there for a while, but he's never been treated like he graduated all that much, you know? Still sort of seems like an NXT guy to me. So this could be the year where Sami Zayn gets a little bit more responsibility on his shoulders. I think that he'll do okay. But if you're thinking he's going to win a world title, I don't think it's happening this year.
no way. It's been really disappointing how they've been booking him, especially lately. Just feeding him to Strowman. It does nothing for Sami Zayn.
It depends on the roster. It depends where he is this time next year, I would say. If he's on SmackDown, I can see him winning the title. Raw, he's got no chance.
Sami Zayn has consistently stayed in one position. He gets moments to shine, but pretty much the underdog all year round, and that's all he's ever going to be. And that's
what I was
okay.
going to say. So how do you build him up
have.
from here? How do you build him up from this, Tony?
I think it all depends on what switches with the draft. Because I don't think at this beginning of the year, I don't think this is going to be good to him. I think he's going to have like a moment to shine in the Royal Rumble and get tossed out, and people will be like, oh man, I thought that he could have fought Owens at WrestleMania. It's like, that ain't happening. And I think at WrestleMania, he's not going to be a priority. He's going to either be in that 7-man ladder match, or he's going to be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. No separate feud, nothing like that. But post-Mania, when they start bringing in NXT guys and stuff, they might start swapping people around a little bit. And then I think you got to look for him as, like, U.S. champ.
I don't think he gets that. I think he gets the Cruiserweight title before he gets the US title.
Maybe they could move him over to the Cruiserweight. Is he...
Dude's a fucking Cruiserweight. If fucking Neville's a Cruiserweight, he's a Cruiserweight. And honestly, Finn Balor's a Cruiserweight and shouldn't be wrestling for the WWE title.
Who's the Cruiserweight?
Finn Balor.
Oh, Balor.
He's a fucking Cruiserweight. If you're going to have a heavyweight...
build at 212, but they could just lie. Yeah.
Right.
And Finn Balor is billed at 190. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wait, Finn Balor's billed at 190?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is... There's no way they do that. That's an error.
What a skinny little shit.
What is he, 5'6" or something?
190. I thought you said 290.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, 190.
5'11". Okay, yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
It'd be great if they did the 290.
I still can see Xavier Woods dropping down to the Cruiserweight division and winning that.
Possibly.
Finn
He's in
Butter.
the right range.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter what they're billed as. Before they started that shit in the Cruiserweight Classic, what they used to do in pro wrestling is lie.
Yeah.
And with this lie, they could wrestle at whatever weight class they wanted to.
It'd be great if they were just like, our newest addition to 205 Live, Kevin Owens.
Samoa Joe.
Hey, shit, Samoa Joe is X Division champion. I was like, it's not a Cruiserweight division. Or it's just a belt that only the Cruiserweights and Samoa Joe wrestle for.
What is Nia Jax's build weight? 272. Ooh.
Damn, that's a thick ass.
Not like most girls. She'll suffocate you in bed.
All right. Anybody else have any other main roster people as a potential one to watch?
I would hope Cesaro, but I don't have much confidence in that. I like what they've been doing with him lately in the tag team division, but I don't really have much confidence of him in a singles run.
Maybe Money in the Bank?
Even that, I think, is a stretch right now.
He goes to SmackDown at some point, you gotta think.
Yeah. Oh, he's got to go to SmackDown with that next draft.
He might do well there, depending on who they keep down. Oh man, him and Styles for a title, that would have been awesome, but they're so going to bring Styles up to Raw. He'd benefit from being on that brand right now. He's a main eventer if he goes over right now.
Cesaro?
Yeah. I mean, who else they got?
I would just not want to see Cesaro versus The Miz. I don't think that feud would work out that well. I think Miz would just outshine him so much on the mic, and Cesaro would just kind of be like, yeah, well, I got a suit.
Yeah, but during that Intercontinental feud that involved The Miz and Cesaro and all the other guys, and was it Zayn and Owens? That whole fucking feud was fun, so I think they could work some stuff together.
That was a great match, too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that made my top 10. I don't remember for sure.
Miz has been killing it. Fuck, yeah, Miz is my one to watch easy.
Yeah.
Copycat.
I mean, shit. Just, like,
He's awesome.
He really is fucking awesome. He fucking basically ripped Daniel Bryan a new asshole and made indie wrestling fans like The Miz and side with him over Daniel Bryan. That would never fucking happen.
Oh, did you see his new promo on Smack? On Talking Smack last
Yeah,
week?
when he flipped out this week, that was great too.
Oh shit, I got more to catch up on then.
He was just like, I'm so goddamn sick of this shit. You can tell he wanted the curse. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Sorry, he comes out next week and just slaps Renee.
Wago, any other people we haven't mentioned?
Can I say AJ Styles again?
Sure, why not?
AJ Styles again. Dude is gonna he might be old, but I think he's still got a lot more bumps left in him, so expect him to be in the main event for a couple more years.
We all liked Styles versus Nakamura from the beginning of 2016, so maybe we're gonna like Styles again versus Nakamura again.
I just keep finding it funny that we have the match of the year like 4 days in.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't have put that as my match of the year if we counted non-WWE stuff. I still think I would have gone with WWE things, but it was a great match.
I mean, you're wrong, but that's okay.
Sean, any other people to round out here for the main roster?
I got Baron Corbin again. His promo that he cut the other day on SmackDown, that's what made me go, oh, right, yeah, this guy's improved a hell of a lot. And heel Dolph Ziggler. That's a thing.
Yeah, he is seemingly turning heel now.
depending on how they book it, I think that would be interesting to watch. Interesting.
His future is a mid-card title feud, which he'll lose.
Probably.
But yeah, I think I'm done. Miz is my one to watch.
Miz getting a lot of love here, and well deserved too. That guy's just killing it, man. He's out of anybody who's benefited from this draft, it's been the Miz the most.
By far.
Mm-hmm. People are jumping on like the Miz bandwagon recently. Just saying, here on Smark Out Moment, we were fucking praising him years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've been consistently supporting the Miz.
And
people be like, I fucking hate the Miz, the real world reject, and we're like, fucking watch out, man. You give him a mic.
It's not just if you give him a mic. The guy can go in the ring. He has been able to go in the ring. But if you give him fucking John Cena, no, he's not going to have a 5-star classic. He needs guys that can work, but the dude can go in the ring.
And he's reliable as far as injuries go.
This was when I come back to watch wrestling in the first place. It was at WrestleMania. So, suck it.
And if
you wrestled John Cena now, but that'd be a lot better match than what they had at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
Both guys are so much better.
Yeah.
And his championship run was, I'm looking up, it was 6 years ago. I couldn't remember how many years ago it was. 6 years ago.
Wow.
So it's still not, completely crazy. He's not an old by any means, but it's also not stale. It's not like we've seen him hold that title, the championship title, several times over the last few years. So I think it would be great to see him.
Runs are amazing, though. I mean, even before that, think to his US title run that he dropped to Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorite mid-card title runs.
And he's done this for this IC belt. And now he's put back on Dean Ambrose, and that IC belt is just going to fucking flounder. It's going to be fucking awful.
Yeah.
All depends on how they want to feel with him.
Wins the title, and it's still a rough year for Ambrose.
Heel Dolph Ziggler versus Dean Ambrose for the fucking Intercontinental belt or some shit like that. It's gonna,
Might be.
Does sound kind of lame, to be honest.
Well, we'll have to see.
Dean Ambrose has had a rough end of the year for me. I've really not been into him.
Well, everybody, make sure you leave your comments below.
I forgot about Seth Rollins. How could we forget about Seth? He's gonna.
I still like him.
He's gonna come out shining when he beats Triple H at WrestleMania. It's gonna be class. And then he's gonna.
I don't have a whole lot of faith in Rollins doing anything special.
Then he's gonna be drafted over to SmackDown, and then SmackDown's gonna be fucking amazing.
Does he skip a bit in the ring? Rollins? He seems off. He seems slower, at least.
I think so, because if you notice now, when he jumps off the top rope, he always checks his knee. He always holds his knee to make sure it's like.
That could just be him selling because he knows it's a good thing for storytelling, but he just seems slower. I don't think he's going to have a good year. I think he's going to maybe have a brief title run, but nothing special.
Again, that draft, man, that could change things all up.
Then again, if you put him on SmackDown right now, he's instantly a huge guy.
He's the top guy then. Well, outside of John Cena and AJ Styles.
Well, in that case, third.
Yeah. All right, guys, as I was saying a minute ago, make sure you leave your comments below. Tell us what you think are the different people that could end up being the one to watch for this year, either for NXT, Developmental, main roster, women's division, men's division, cruiserweights, blah, 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 blah. We're going to continue on in the next part here. So click on that if you are on YouTube for the Future Endeavors forecast. If you're listening on iTunes and Stitcher, then you don't have to do anything because it's all going to be in one collective file. But that's going to be the flip side of things. Instead of talking about the people that we think are going to have great years, we think we're going to start going with the people that we think are going to end up being fired, released, forced to retire, injured, and taken out of the commission, or anything else like that. So stay tuned, everybody. That's coming up next.